This is our current level. This is our current level. Oh, Kai, now wow. This is our current level, guys. Guys, Leeds is only 1 point away from relegation, and we somehow managed to hang on to a scrappy 1-0 win against Leeds at home with Dortmund. Dortmund, though, that is, I believe they are either on top of Bundesliga or pretty close to it, and they are riding high. They're flying on a 9-game winning streak. That's our next assignment, guys. Welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. Y'all already know. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button for regular Chelsea updates. Let's jump right in. Hey, there's really not much to really talk about in this game. I mean, if you guys watched my pregame video, which was pretty much the last video that I made a couple days ago, um, for me, I felt like, listen, anything uh, that was not a comprehensive Chelsea win against Leeds would have been satisfactory to me. And in all fairness to our boys, Chelsea, came out of the blocks flying. Our boys were flying, they were playing well. Graham Potter swapped things a little bit, more or less forced by the uh, personnel injuries to Thiago Silva and Reece James. He then swapped to three defenders at the back and then two wing backs. So, which the irony for me is I felt that was what he should have played in our last game against Spurs. But that's besides the point. But the point being here is that today he played a more of a conventional 3-4-3. Our two midfielders were Enzo and Kovacic, and I felt like in the first 25 to 30 minutes we were in full control of the game, nice and comfortable, and really in all of fairness, uh, Joe Felix should have scored. He just was very unlucky on what would have been a brilliant goal from a pullback, a nicely worked goal that resulted in a pullback from Raheem to Jao. It was a volley. He had to hit it one time um, in the air, and that's exactly what he did. The technique was on point, but just due to the difficulty of the shot, it went a bit high, and of course it then hit the crossbar, which you'll already know Felix has been hitting the crossbar left and right. And I think he may have hit the crossbar at least 4 or 5 times already in his short stint as a Chelsea player. So nothing new there. Um, then what happened was just pretty much show what happened next showed us where we really were, because what it was our boys were they were playing, they were pretty much flying, they were flying into tackles, they were marking guys, they were pressing the first 20 to 25 minutes. They were basically playing on emotions and energy and testosterone and everything, but once that ran out, right, once the excitement, the initial gingerment ran out, it's like we then woke up. It's like you know, um, Cinderella at midnight. After midnight, and she went from being a beautiful princess and turned back into the housemaid in rags, and that's literally what happened there. After our initial 20-25 minutes, everybody, once we then ran down, ran out of ran a bit low on initial energy, I mean, Leeds basically took over the game in the first half at the bridge, controlled the game. Really, should have scored in the first half. It's just they just lack the quality up front. If they had had our former boy Bramford, who knows? I mean, they might have been leading at halftime. So obviously, halftime was goalless, and as one could expect, the boos rang out. Todd B was in the stands. He was uh, scratching his head, and everything just looked crazy. Uh, this is where I expected um, Potter to make some uh, intentional subs at halftime. He needed to basically to shake up our attack. We had Mudrik on the bench. We had Obama Young, Madueke. I mean, we have players on the bench. They said, listen, okay, you got y'all. I gave y'all, attackers. I gave you guys the first 45 minutes to basically make things happen. My job is on the line. I mean, I cannot afford to watch y'all dilly dallying for the next 45 minutes. That's what That's what Porter should have done. Had it been Tuchel, Jose, any other like hard nosed manager, they would have been pissed off at halftime, and it would have been two subs. It would have been two subs. He would just close his eyes and just pick. All right, you and you jump in. You and you go out. I don't care. I just want goals, y'all, for real. And the players would have felt they would have felt the urgency. But no, what happened in the second half? More of the same. We literally made no subs, came out. It's like you made no subs. You came out and somehow you were hoping that things are going to get better. And you know um, the lucky thing for us is that inexplicably, because this is goes against the way Leeds normally plays, is inexplicably, especially early in the first half, and which benefited us. Leeds pretty much sat back. They basically sat in their half. Which they had they kept on playing on the front foot to start the second half as they ended the first half, Leeds probably would have won this game. But Leeds came out in the second half and they sat on their back foot and invited us into their half. And if you invite, eventually, if eventually we're gonna smash the door open and walk in, and that's basically what happened. It wasn't any a brilliant play. It wasn't anything that was practice on the practice field. It was just your run of the mill corner kick that relied on Chilwell's corner beating the first man, and Wesley Fofana's athletic leap. I mean, the young man has a massive leap, which in fairness to him, he should have scored in the first half. The second half, he had pretty much the exact same deal, and this time he somehow managed to keep his header on just under the bar, whereas in the first half it skied over the bar. It went under the bar, it went in 1-0. All right, at that point in time, I said, okay, all right, guys, we've played absolute dog shit. Somehow we're actually winning 1-0 with just the goal that you would expect of from a team that is struggling to score, which is a set piece goal, a scrappy set piece goal. Okay, now here's the time when you're supposed to step up your energy, play on the front foot and basically run leads or off the Stamford Bridge pitch. But what happens? No, nothing. We then turn into what we've always been, pretty much waiting for Leeds to, react. All right. Okay. So then what happens after that? Uh, Potter then decides he's going to dial up the, changes. The changes that we were begging him to dial up at halftime, he decides to now dial it up I believe we're right around 20 minutes to go, around the 65th minute, I believe, if my memory is on point. And does he dial up the likes of Noni, Madueke, um, and Mikhailo? No. What he dials up is um, Gallagher and Zakaria. What the heck? That was a head scratcher. And so once he made that move, guys, it's obvious at that point in time, like he's trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead against a team that is battling for relegation race. You're Chelsea that's played in the Champions League at home against Leeds, battling for relegation, and with like more than 20 minutes to go, we trying to hold on to a 1-0 lead. That was just dumb, founding, and more or less it explains really where Chelsea's at as of right now, as a team. We're a team that is low on confidence. We're a team that we don't really know what we really are, and it all starts from the top. We don't know what we're. Do we want to attack? Do we want to defend? Do we want to be a team that will control the ball? We don't really know. Like, can you all tell me what we just watched and what we actually are? That's the issue that I have. And yeah, I might sound like an ungrateful fan, but I'm trying to be a critical fan because it's not about Leeds. Whether we beat Leeds or we drew against Leeds, we weren't gonna. The way Leeds was just poor. Leeds didn't have anything to threaten us in this game. They played the best they had that they could play, but they didn't have anything to threaten us. So the worst that we would have ended up with was going to be a draw, and it wouldn't have changed anything. You all can see from this. Table. We won the game, and we're still trapped in 10th place, and we are 1 point behind ninth place. Brentford, and they have 2 games in hand. So that'll tell you that we're not going anywhere this season. So for me, as a concerned fan, I was looking more or less something to build upon going into our all important game. The only important game we have left in this miserable season is Dortmund that's coming up, I believe, on Tuesday. I believe it's on Tuesday. It should be on Tuesday, either Tuesday or Wednesday. But I believe it's on Tuesday. That game, like, we lost the first leg 1-0. So if we want to eliminate Dortmund, we're gonna need to score more than one goal in a normal time, or more than basically if we can't hold out for a 1-0 win in normal time plus extra time, then PKs. I don't know, y'all. It's not. This win, and Potter and whatnot. I'm grateful for the win, but this win does not leave me with any confidence going into the Dortmund game. That's why you're hearing the frustration from me, because for me, I needed us to flog these guys so that we can say, okay, we're now ready to go and play against Dortmund. At least we feel good about something. The only thing we have to feel good that we just somehow managed to hang on to a 1-0 win against Leeds. That's not anything to feel good about. It's not going to stop the questions from the match. The pressure is still on, and so, guys, it's all or nothing for Graham, Potter. You all already know where I stand. I feel like this job. Potter is a nice man. He actually isn't as bad a manager as the results have shown so far this season. Obviously, if he was, he never would have had any dreams of managing Chelsea in the first place. So, but for this Chelsea job, the job is a pressure cooker job that requires a manager who can handle pressure cooker expectations and responsibilities. And you know, so far by the sample size that we have seen, and given even today's 1-0 win, I haven't seen something that's turning us in the right direction. So, trying to wrap up here. The hope is that somehow, by how do you say it, uh, by fire or by force, we'll find a way to eliminate Dortmund. But in all fairness, it's a pipe dream at this point. Let's be real. The chance of Chelsea, eliminating Dortmund in a few days is like slim to none. But hey, anything can happen in football. Guys, how do y'all feel about today's result? Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. Take care. God bless you. Have a nice weekend. Peace.